Hello everybody, it's breaking news. People are trying to call out my posts made today as false. They're not. Mark Carney met with Ambassador Pete Hoekstra all over China. Immediately upon that meeting, Mark Carney had another meeting with the ambassador to China over tariffs, the 100% tariffs, USA on China, USA agriculture locked out of China, and much more. Mark Carney isn't locked out in many resources to China. We never have been. We've been supplying everything USA is locked out with China, Canada is made up for. And now today, I want every Canadian and American to get this through your head. We have different Thanksgivings for a reason. This is Canada Thanksgiving weekend. Yours is coming up for Super Bowl long time after ours, and there's a simple reason for that. Largely we harvest because early we are over the 49th parallel. For us, we just had our harvest moon, a large full moon. Last 2 days have been super moon. All the canola crops in Canada have been brought in. Just about 98% are in. Absolutely in Western Canada. They're in. We have the Canola Producers Association. All farmers across Canada, especially Western Canada, want this. They published a video 2 hours ago. Rob Keanu, Premier of Manitoba, calls on Carney. And what did Carney go and do today after his meeting with Ambassador Pete Hoekstra, USA? Turned around, met with the Chinese ambassador, and the deal is drop the EV tariffs, which is part 5 of my China nation building projects. We were going to do this Sunday, but it's Thanksgiving. Both Jonathan and myself have family time. I'm taking time out away from my kids to do this because it's explosively huge. Folks, this isn't talk of 3 weeks ago or 2 months ago. This is breaking news today. The canola is harvested. The prices are way down here. The farmers are all going to lose their shirt. All the corporate farms are going to lose their shirt. Today's the day, now or never. USA or China. And I can tell you, as it has been for Alberta, Saskatchewan, BC, all the oil, all the natural gas, everything we lost in 10% tariffs with USA, we made up for in selling at $5 discount to China. No, China trade has exploded in Canada this year, especially in all the western provinces. They've made up for everything that way. China nation building. Already gone through 4 out of 5 of those projects that are all absolutely for China and the sovereignty and strength of China forevermore at the expense of North America, longevity of natural gas and oil. And now today, for the needs of the farmers to sell out all our American friends across the southern border, it's our harvest day, not USA's. USA's got another month. But it's Canada's harvest day. And Mark Carney met with the ambassador. The deal tentatively is Canada drop EV tariffs and China drop canola tariffs. And Mark Carney on the national news today, just at 6 o'clock, I watched it. There's actually, right now as I'm giving this video, new national videos. They've already updated them. And I can tell you, I bet you any money as I'm giving this video, it's all about China, canola, and EVs. Because we're losing all our automotive industry. We've been doing these nation-building projects to strengthen critical minerals and metals and resources to China to make all their batteries for their EVs. They're going to sell us. And in part 5, I'm going to show you how every province has been working towards this for 11 straight years. We're going to go into the last project on the list for absolutely China nation building at the expense of the United States of America, and how Canada plans to force all of you onto an electric grid of wind, solar, or nuclear, and you can forget driving cars by 2050. You'll be on electric trains, electric bus, according to the communists, just like communist China. How they live is how Canada's to live. This is what all your premiers, your prime minister, and every prime minister we've had since absolutely Stephen Harper. Conservative, liberal, did not matter. And all green NDP bloc conservative, because conservatives started it, liberals have largely finished it. But every premier, regardless of conservative, liberal, NDP, any other name you wish to come up with on the spectrum, they've all been working in lockstep to achieve this. It's one crown ready to smite America and transition to communism, because there can never be a we the people system in Canada. Those people will be held accountable for serious, serious crimes. If you don't believe me, turn on the news. You're going to find it there. You're going to find that Mark Carney met with Ambassador Pete Hoekstra, and now he's met with the Chinese ambassador, who rolled out the deal: zero canola tariffs. We'll buy all your Canadian canola, now ready for market today. Your harvest moon came and went. It's a month earlier than America. Today's the day, Mark Carney. Choose. Sacrifice USA, complete the bond with China. We're already way, way far along. America already knows. I honestly, everybody, don't even know if USA's shutdown, government shutdown, is legitimate, or this whole show with America and the Republicans and Democrats and the Democratic states and cities. I've toured them, and I found them to be all beautiful places. I couldn't understand a major crime wave in Washington, D.C. You all saw my video. I was there a week. One of the most beautiful, safest cities I've ever been in my life. And I enjoyed Chicago, Philly, all of it. I've been all over New York, Manhattan, Bronx. I've been in some big neighborhoods. Minneapolis, St. Paul, all black neighborhoods. All the Hollywood rhetoric aside, they were safer than Canadian cities. So I believe the Americans are pulling one of their famous chess move games here, honestly. And I think it's to make America appear weak, divided, messed up real bad, so that Canada and China will show all their true colors. Like, haha, look, America's all messed up. And snap of a finger, Republicans and Democrats are going to throw away the screen and go, gotcha. And today's the day. I really believe today is a monumental day of just how sell out our crown is for money, wealth, and power, and what they'll do against all the Canadian people. Because largely they've led you to this path. They've made farming not viable for anybody. It requires subsidies, huge land values that don't match the properties. When you look at comparable American property in a much better climate, it doesn't hold water. And they've been doing this transition for a long time. It's all real, credible, and verifiable. We are going to know, I would think, by the time this Thanksgiving weekend, again, Canadian Thanksgiving, Americans don't understand totally because they're a month ahead of us. They have a whole another month to worry about that stuff. But today's the day for Canada, and this is Thanksgiving weekend, where you celebrate the harvest in Canada, because all the farms have been brought in. Canola needs to be shipped and sold, and this is the day. This is the weekend, Thanksgiving, where Canada's going to sell USA out once again to China. And you wonder, it's a war on America. Canola isn't even the big issue. We've been doing energy, critical materials, all of it. All of our best non-renewables in massive quantity, record-shattering quantities. Absolutely all of that which goes into the EV battery and chip making, the critical minerals, metals, and substances, all from Canada, sold away to China already more than 11 years ago. Alberta completely sold out. First, it was the ground experiment, and conservatives of that province didn't get upset. They thought it was a good idea. That's why China is giving USA a chokehold on these critical areas. And we're going to know. We're going to know by the end of this weekend. God bless everybody. That's my video. It's all breaking news. It's all real, credible, and verifiable. It's all over the Canadian airways, and I'm sure the updates are on the national news. Any Canadian channel you pick, you'll find it. God bless everybody. That's my video. Share, share, share. Get it out there. We're on a cusp of no return. And the media's got thousands and thousands of Canadians lockstep, all in partisan agreement with this. And if you've never known, if you're an outsider to farming, from social credit to NDP, farming has always been socialized in Canada, heavily vested in the far left of socialism. I'm not saying woke agenda. I'm saying in a socialism construct, communal farming, highly regulated, very much transitioning to the corporate farm state. It's been that way for the last 5 years in Canada. How people don't know this, I don't know. If people do have farmland from family, lots of them lease it out to one corporate center, somebody who's got all the equipment, the machines, the manpower, and they rent all the farms, harvest all the crops anyway. So that's my video. That's a truth. This is a big truth. It's on a cusp. It's today. It's what Mark Carney in China, as Mark Carney just said 2 hours ago, he's in talks with China over this very thing today. And it's likely he's going to sign off. The writing's on the wall. All groups together. They're all over the news, all over right now publications. And we're going to see the change in news in the next few hours. God bless everybody. Share, share, share. Don't be in the dark. Don't listen to the haters. Oh, that's not true. Oh, they've been talking about that. No, it's harvest weekend in Canada. The crops are all in. This is happening right now. We're going to know what's the tail of the tape by the end of the weekend. And when you look at gas, oil, all resources, critical minerals, that's already been happening with Canada, China this year, unabated, unrestricted, at an amplified rate, largest rate, record-shattering in all of Canada's history with China. Fact. Facts. That's my video. Share, share, share. Get it out there, because I think this is going to be the nail in the coffin for Canada and USA relations. And I don't know where these uncharted waters go, honestly, folks. This is way early, way more exponential than I could have foreseen. And I really think it was America's government lockdown that makes the appearance of weakness. And I think that to snap of a finger, if Canada and China come up with this tariff regime against USA, locking out USA, all of a sudden, snap of a finger, magically the Democrats and Republicans are all good, government unlocked, and they're going to get to work in a hurry, where it's like, aha, I gotcha. And you know why I suspect that before I close this video? Because CNN has been publishing lots in these areas for the president and in favor of the president. Almost like, hey, we don't want to get Americans worked up too much. Easy. We've got a plan here. We just don't want to tip it. That's the difference between American press and Canadian press. And I think we're going to see that. You watch. Can't prove that yet. That's just hypothesis. But what I've published today is real, credible, and verifiable. It's happened. It's all over Canadian news. Whether it's in the USA or not, I don't know, but it's all over Canadian media, Canadian television. God bless everybody. Share, share, share. Get it out there. Facts and truth, as it is, as it really is all I do. And this is real. God bless. Bye now.